Hi AJGA golfers, Sean Foley here at Foley Performance Academy. As you can see at the top here in quotations, we have a word called process. Some people refer to it as a routine, a process. What's interesting is I'm not so sure if I like the word routine more than process, because, for example, they'll say that, one key to Jason Day's routine is standing behind the ball and closing his eyes and seeing the shot, and that's the reason that he was playing so well. But I've also seen him do that as well when he's not playing as well. So what's the difference, and why is it more important to look at this as a process? So a process is a set of steps that I do in a certain way to heighten my ability to have higher probability for success. So, for example, I have Einstein, Picasso, and the Buddha, all right? Einstein represents thinking, Picasso represents painting and creating, and the Buddha represents acceptance. So when I think about playing 72 holes and trying to do, I know in 72 holes that my awareness and consciousness is going to be going up and down. So sometimes I'm going to feel like there's slow play and I'm okay with it, and then sometimes there's going to be slow play and it's annoying me. So remember, you can't be affected by the circumstance or situation, because people have no problem with slow play and then have a problem with it all within 2 hours. So if slow play was always stressful, then we'd be stressed the whole time by it. So the fact that we are and we aren't has to do more with our own thinking than what's happening outside of us. So within this process, with Einstein, I have thinking. So what does that mean? All right, so we're gonna do this Einstein part here and cover thinking first, and then next videos we're gonna break these two down. So thinking, I'm on a par 3, it's 183 yards to the hole. All right, so typically for me at 183 yards, I pull out my 6-iron. But it's not really how far the hole is, it's how far I need to carry the golf ball. All right, so I need to know how far is it to the front of the green. So if it's 183 hole, I've got 165 to the front of the green, and I've got 190 over the green. So that pin's quite a ways back. So what I typically know in golf is that if I hit it past the pin, in most occasions, greens are gonna be cut from back to front. Then I'm gonna have a difficult up and down, or even a really fast putt. So 6-iron, if I hit it well, I can stretch it past 183 and hit it to that number. So 7-iron, I carry about 167, 170. So that's gonna cover the front and leave me under the hole. Remember, at 183 yards on the PGA Tour, the average proximity of the hole off a tee peg is just over 30 feet. So understanding from 183, if I make a birdie, that'll be ideal. But the best players in the world are gonna average basically right at 3 strokes from that distance to slightly over 3 strokes. So that's the thinking aspect. All right, now I also have to think about, what is the wind doing? Is it into? Is it left to right? Is it right to left? Is it downwind? Okay? And then I need to understand that, okay, if I'm into the wind, how much is it gonna affect the distance? And then downwind. The simple way to look at it, 20 miles an hour into the wind is gonna affect my 6-iron by probably roughly 25 yards. Whereas downwind at the same wind speed, downwind is gonna be half of that at roughly 12.5 yards. So into the wind hurts the ball more than downwind helps it. So recognizing through here, in through my thinking, we're gonna say the wind is slightly off the left. It's not really hurting or not. So I have a 183 shot, but I've got to carry about 170. So I'm out on 6-iron, I'm into 7-iron. That's going to cover the trouble at the front of the green and not bring in the trouble that's over the green. So I feel like at that point in my process, I can be pretty committed to doing that. And a lot of times we hear people talk about commitment, commitment, commitment. But I think in this first step of understanding what club it is and what shot you're going to play, that's not been done properly. So you're still in between, well, maybe it's 6, maybe it's 7. And you stand over the ball and you still go knowing that you're not committed. If there's not that kind of commitment and understanding of it is this or that, if my intention is not clear, then it's really tough for my brain and my body to react in a way that's going to perpetuate success. moving forward.